Getting into the RC hobby doesn't have to be expensive. There are so many good options out there, especially priced around $50 to $70. And if you're just looking for some cheap RC fun and you're not really too worried about performance, I think you're really going to like the 5 products I'm going to show you in today's video. I really enjoy doing videos like this because, believe it or not, there are so many good options to get into the RC hobby these days. There's pretty much something for everyone. Now, if you like it when I post videos like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button. That way you'll be updated every single time I post a new video. So let's get on with it and let's take a look at the first really cool RC car priced under $70. So the first car we're going to look at is a drift car. What top 5 or top 10 would be complete without a drift car? And it is based on one of my favourite cars of all time, the R34 Skyline. And fans of Too Fast Too Furious will really like this one. This thing has a metal body. It even has some very cool features like a gyro. It also has lots of adjustability. And this car actually performed way better than I expected, considering how much it actually costs. It's made by beyondRC, and beyondRC have produced some really cool RC cars. That said, some of them in the past weren't brilliant, but this one is actually really good. Now, as you would expect, everything you need to get you up and running is included in the box. You even get a really cool carry case, which again is quite rare considering how much this little car costs. You also get LED lights on this, and yes, sometimes LED lights don't always look right on RC cars, but on this one I think they actually look really good. I think if you're looking for some indoor fun on a very flat surface, one of these would be a really cool option. Next up, we have a very cool 1/16 scale RC Beetle. This is also the cheapest car on this list, but just because it's cheap, please don't think that this little car isn't any good. This is one for the people who enjoy scale RC cars, or it may even be for you if you're just looking for something to put on a shelf, because this model is incredibly detailed and it only costs $37. It has lots of lovely chrome exterior details, it even has LED lights, and performance wise it was actually quite surprising. It actually did a lot better than I was expecting. And that's the surprising thing about some of these really cheap RC cars. Some of them are actually really good. They just get forgotten about because a lot of people think when you buy something that's cheap, it's going to be really bad quality. That's definitely not the case with this little Beetle. Okay, so it's not really going to be winning any races, but you wouldn't buy one of these to go fast. I just think for the money, it had to be included on this list. An incredibly cool, cheap RC car, which is definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of the Beetle. Moving on, and we have another mini drift car to add to this list, and it's another one by beyondRC, but this time it's their MX-5. This is one I had to include on this list because it has one of the coolest features I've ever seen on these cheap RC cars, and that is the pop-up headlights. How cool do these look? You can remotely operate these from the transmitter. I just think that's one of the coolest things I've seen. Performance wise, very similar to the Skyline that you see previously in this video, but this one is a little bit lighter because it does have a plastic body compared to the die-cast body, and because it's lighter it does feel like it bounces around a little bit more compared to the Skyline. Obviously that was a lot heavier because of the metal body. Just like the Skyline, if you're looking for some cheap indoor fun and you're a fan of the Mazda MX-5, well, you're really going to like this little car. Next up, we need to talk about the JJRC Ripsaw. This is probably one of the coolest RC products I've featured on my channel all year. Now, I have featured some tracked vehicles on my channel before, and it always ends in tears, and it could be for many reasons, but most of the time the tracks very rarely like to stay on and they always end up falling off. But with this, I never had an issue, and surprisingly it performed so incredibly well, especially when I took it off-road. And for me, the tracks never fell off a single time, and as you can see here, this thing was incredibly fun off-road. It also has really good build quality. Again, considering the price, you would expect this thing to be terrible, but it was actually one of the best products I featured on my channel all year. It was also nice to try out something a little bit different compared to an RC car. Not only does it look cool, but it's also quick, and like I said, it handles really well off-road. This is definitely something cool to check out, but there is one more option, which I think you're really going to like. So here we go, the final RC car I'm going to show you, which is priced between $50 to $70, and I think this is probably one of the best options you can buy right now if you're looking for some cheap RC fun. Of course, it has to be the new 1/20th scale Outrunner powered brushless monster truck. Now this one is by JJRC, it's the JJRC C8811, but I do believe there's going to be another version coming from MJX, and that's going to be known as the MJX Hypergo 20208. Now it looks like it's exactly the same truck. The tyres look slightly different, but I'm pretty sure everything else is identical. This is definitely one of the most fun trucks I featured on my channel all year, and I think it's probably one of the best cheap RC cars you can currently buy. It's insanely overpowered considering its size. This thing will happily pop wheelies, and it's also pretty quick on road. So if you're looking for something extremely portable, powerful and priced under $70, this is going to be the little monster truck to go for. Let me know in the comments section what you think of my 5 choices. Do you think there's a better choice out there for under $70? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget, if you want to win an RC car, check out my current raffles. There's a really cool team associated 1/14th scale monster truck and the epic new MJX 10208 version 2, and it's not a converted version 1, it's the official version 2 from MJX. If you're interested in winning one of these trucks, I will leave a link down below so you can head over to raffle. We're going to leave it there. Let me know what you think of these 5 options. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Take care. If you want to check out my top 10 cheap RC cars of 2024, click the top video now, or click the bottom video to check out my full review on the 1/20th scale JJRC mini monster truck.